Hello everyone and welcome back to DevDynamo AK. Today we are diving into how to implement AWS Lambda step function using Python. Step function are incredibly powerful of orchestrating multiple AWS services into serverless workflow, allowing you to build and update application quickly. Why to use step functions? They simplify the complexity of your code, provided state management and error handling out of the box, and can seamlessly integrate with various AWS services, enhancing the scalability and reliability of your application. Uh, also, suppose if you are using AWS Lambda API gateway, so your request you need to complete in 30 seconds, right? So in by using the step function, we can execute the step functions asynchronously. Okay. Uh, so in that way also we can use if you are using any ML implementation, okay, AI ML implementation, it will take a lot of time, right? Like 4 to 5 minutes. So we can't complete the request in 30 seconds. So in that scenario also we can use that. Okay. So if you find this tutorial helpful, please hit the like button as it really supports the channel. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you won't miss any update on simplifying cloud technology. So let's get started. So let's start creating our project. So I'll go to files, new repositories. Let's name the repository as uh, step functions Python demo. Okay, create repository and push the repository, and I want to make this as public. Okay, and I have pushed this. Now I'll open this repository in Visual Studio Code. Open Visual Studio Code. Okay. So let's open the terminal now and let's create environment variable. So I've executed the command python -m venv and fenv and I will hit enter. So our environment has created, guys. Now let's create a git ignore file. You can create directly also. So I was creating this way. So it has created, and I will avoid this fenv, okay, because it should not be pushed to the GitHub. So let's check here. Yeah, it is avoided. Sure. Let's create other files. So we need here server template.yaml files and our function we need to define. So I will create the files. Template.yml. In this our configuration will go, and we need one functions. Okay, first folder. Okay, test API. Uh, our folder is let us take test underscore APIs. Okay, another folders I will take for functions. Okay, step function. It is for step function. All the step function will define inside the similar way functions. Okay, so our function folder also has created. You can see it above. Also after this, we need one folder for state machine. What is state machine? I will explain. Okay, state machine. Okay, it has also created. Now in this file, if you want, we will define all our APIs. Okay, so I will create one files here underscore init underscore dot py, and the similar way I will create here app.py and requirement.txt. Okay, so .txt. Okay, all the requirements will write here. In the similar way, I will copy this folder. Okay, and I will paste in this function. Okay, so this is the step functions. Okay, and I will rename this to step 1. and the similar way we need here step function 2. Okay, and this files the same thing. I will copy and paste it here. Okay, so leave this. So we need to create first APIs, guys. Okay, so in order to create, we will use here um Flask Lambda. Okay, so in the requirement, I will copy some uh, required things. Okay, this is the required. Okay, request this make up safe boto 3 Flask Lambda Flask. Okay, and codes Flask codes. Okay, so we require this. Okay, also we will activate this our environment. So what I will do, just I will write f space s space a space. Okay, it will be activated our environment. Now let's install our requirements. Okay, so I will go to test API and -r pip install, right? Pip install -r and requirement.txt. Okay, it will download all the requirements. Okay, in this way. So now let's move to our app.js till that time and write the starter code. So guys, our requirement dot all requirements has downloaded. Also, it is showing to download this thing. So I'll copy and paste, and you can see here. So I have imported from Flask request JSONify and Flask Lambda. I have added this and Flask cards and this Boto 3 OS and JSON. We will use this. So I have already imported this. Next thing, app is equals to Flask Lambda I was using instead of Flask. Okay, underscore name, and this is our main handler functions event and dot, and we are returning app of event comma context. Okay, so internally it will route all the APIs. Okay, whatever the APIs we want to define. If you want to define here post put, okay, you can define here. Okay, uh, I have explained the uh, this implementation of serverless with Python. So I will provide the link in the description. You can check out, okay, how it is working. Okay, I have already explained this. So in this way I have given this brief introduction. If you want more API like Flask, you can define here. Okay, so this has completed. So now let's define our step functions. Okay, so just in the step functions we are having requirement.txt and the other things. Okay, same thing we are having here also. Okay, so if I'll open this, the requirement is not having any things. Okay, we not require this, so it is empty, guys. Okay, if you are having any requirement related to this code only, you can provide here. Okay, in the requirement.txt. Now let's define our first step function 1. Okay, so inside the steps functions I have defined. Okay, so just to need to define diff lambda handler. Okay, underscore handler, and here event comma context. Okay, we will receive here. Okay, so you can see print. I was printing here event, whatever the event will come here, like payload or inputs, we will receive here. Okay, and just I have executed this and I have returned status is equals to step 1 executed and ID. This return will be the payload for the step function 2, guys. Okay, in the similar way, if you want more steps, you can define here. And it is not the case like API gateway. It will not, it will work, it will execute all your code, guys. Okay, it is not like API gateway. It will be at 30 seconds only. It will be executed. Okay, how much your time is executed you are taking, that much cost it will take according to that. Okay, now let's move to step function 2, guys. And in the similar way, what I will do, lambda handler event. Okay, like we have passed here return status. Okay, So this status we have written. So event dot get we can use like this, okay, and id which we have passed like this, okay, and we are returning here something, okay. So here we are not returning anything because it is a final step, okay. Here you can implement like you can call the other lambda functions with a callback URL, okay, and you can send the final result there, okay, by calling API like the like some like API, okay. So this also we have completed. Now let's move to our template.yaml file, okay, and let's define that YAML configurations, okay. So I will give some here boilerplate code, okay, which will be the common. So this is the common. If your memory size is big, you can increase that. Like your dependency is big, you can increase according to that, okay. Also, next thing, we will give the parameters stage type is equals to like type string default def, okay. Next thing we will define resources, guys, okay. So in the resources, how to define the resources? Let us give first API deployment type, okay, and stage. We are referring to stage like this stage we are referring, okay, these resources. This is that is dev resource. If you are production, you can give them, okay. After this, we need to define our APIs, okay. So guys, state API, I have given this type. This will be the common properties. Code URI. Your code was in test APIs, right? So I have given like this. And handler API dot handler. Okay, app dot handler. We are having one handler here. Okay, we are referring to this. And other thing will be managed by Flask Lambda. So then architecture we have given events. Okay, start function API and slash start function, we are pointing to slash function, and this is get method API deploy, okay. So indirectly we are pointing to which API, this API, right. So that only I have given, and this is the get method, you can see, right, get method, and this is the your path, okay. Now next we need to define the step functions like also events have defined type API, right, okay. In the case of step function, we need not to define any API related. Okay, this will create a API gateway for this. After deployment, I will show how it will be created. And for the step function, why it has not created. Okay, let us define step functions. Okay, so you can see step function 1, step function 2. I have wrote. Okay, so see here function step function 1, right. Inside the function there is a step function, step 1 was there, right. So I have given slash, inside there is a app dot handler was there, execute that code, okay. Just we have defined the functions, okay. Now we need to define the state machine, okay. So how to define that, I will show. So demo, before this I have followed the indentation, guys, okay. Don't forget to follow the indentation because it is very important. Okay, demo step functions, state machine type. I have given properties. Okay, state machine. Okay, inside the step machine, I will be having this file. Okay, inside that, all the configuration related to step function, how it will be executed. We want to give there. Okay, so I will give how to write that. I will show that also, and define substitutions. Okay, step function 1 ARN, step function 1 2 ARN. Okay, just it is equals to get attribute step function dot ARN. Okay, step function 1, okay, dot ARN we need here. Okay, and policies, lambda invoke policies. Okay, if you are having another, you can define like this. Okay, and state effect allow, and this is the another. Okay, in the similar way you can define. Okay, actions like if you are having 3 step function 3, you can give after this. Also lambda invocation policy also you can give after this, and inside here you need to increase this also. Okay, so this has completed. we need to define the step functions now. So I'll come here and I have defined this thing. Okay. So start step one. Okay. Just given, I have given name states. Inside the state object you need to give. You can give any name to this also. Okay. Type task resource. What resource you want to take? Step function ARN. Okay. If you go to template.yaml, see here. Where is this? See, step function ARN. So which is pointing to this, right? Which is pointing to this step function. Okay, so I want to take this. I have given the reference. Okay, and next what you need to execute? I want to execute step 2. I want to execute step 2. If you will write any space, you need to give here also space. Okay, which we are pointing here. Okay, next step function ARN. Okay, step 2 function ARN. We are pointing next one. Okay, to this function. Okay. So in this way you can define at last end through unit give. Okay. So this also we have completed. So guys, everything is we have implemented. Now let's install SAM CLI and AWS CLI and let's deploy the code to our AWS account. So let's move to our Chrome now. Let's search SAM CLI and you can see this first link. Okay, click on this install SAM CLI and just what you need to do, you need to select your machine guys. Okay, and in my case I was using Windows. I will click on this and click on this, it will be downloaded guys. Okay, and just you need to click next. After downloading this, you need to execute this .exe file and click next, it will be installed. Okay, also AWS CLI download, and just you need to come here and the similar way like SAM CLI, you need to select your Windows machine or whatever the machine you are using. Click on this link, it will be downloaded, and just you need to click on next, it will be downloaded guys. Okay, and you need to restart your system after doing this guys. Okay, so now if I will go to my AWS, my VSUL Studio code AWS, if I will write configure or AWS hyphen version, you can see the version guys. Okay, so this is a version of AWS and SAM hyphen version. If I will write, you can see the SAM version guys. Okay, so now let's deploy our code to AWS. How to do that? So I will open my AWS account guys and search here IAM and open this, or you can search from here also IAM, you will get that IAM. Okay, so I've opened this and let's go to users and let's create a user. Okay, and I will name this user to step function demo hyphen user, and let's click on next. And next you need to attach policies. Okay, I will click on attach policies. I need administrator access. Okay, and just click next, create user. Okay, so this user has created. Let's open this step function demo and go to security credentials. After going to this, navigate to create access key. Okay, and select on others next and click on create access keys. So this is our access user. Okay, so I will copy this and I will go to Visual Studio Code and I will write here AWS configure. Okay, and you need to paste this first one, and the similar way this access secret key. Okay, and paste it here. Click on next, select your region. In my case my region is AP hyphen south hyphen 1. Click on next, JSON. Okay, click on it. Okay, everything fine. Let's execute SAM build whether our code is okay or not. Okay, so I will execute it. I have executed this command SAM build. Sorry, I was in the test API. We need to in the root, right? Let's execute this now. So our build is successfully guys. Now it is saying to deploy to code if you want to deploy the code, you need to execute this command. So before that, I want to show something. I will go to AWS again and I will search here uh, Lambda first. Okay, I will open this Lambda and also step functions, and another is CloudWatch. Okay, CloudWatch. Okay, these three I have opened. Currently, you can see there is no Lambda. Also in the step function, there is no step functions, guys. And CloudWatch, I think. So if I'll go to log group, you can see there is no log group. Okay, see, it is also empty. So what I will do now, we will push the code to GitHub. So I like execute this SAM guided. Okay, hyphen guided. Let's execute this. It will ask some couple of questions we need to give here. Okay, so what the app name you want to give? So I want to give step function. Yeah, step function implementation. Okay, like I have given, and I will take the region as default AP Southern and the parameter stage. This we have given YAML file, right? So it is taking from there, guys. Okay, confirm changes before deploying. Yes. Allow SAM CLI AM role creation. Yes. Uh, disable rollback. Yes. Yes. Save arguments to configure files. Yes. Sam config.tom he want to create. Okay, default. Yes. Okay, and click enter again. Let it be deploy. Let's wait. So it is asking for deploy the change set. Yes, let's wait it till it deploy. So guys, it has deployed successfully. You can see the logs. Okay, now let's move to our account again and let's refresh this whether our Lambda has came or not. AWS Lambda. So let's cut this and let's come here again. Let's open this. Also step functions and cloud watch. So you can see we have got three functions, right? Before we are not having any functions, but it has came now. Okay, also one step function has came here. See this. Okay, so totally three functions we have deployed, right? That is test API and another two is the step functions. Okay, without using any class Lambda, right? So if I will open this one first and one of the step one function. Okay, see, this is our step function. Okay, this is our API. Okay, step function implement test API function, right? This is the function. Also, you can see one API gateway has created, right, to the functions. For the step function, it will not be created. For the last app which we have created, for that it has given some API. Okay, this is the start API. If you will copy and if you will execute here, see, we will get the response, right? Message step function one started, right? So this we have written from there. So also there is no CloudWatch. If you will refresh this, you will get the logs. Okay, you can check there. Okay, step functions. So this is the step function. Before that, see the step function one. Okay, there is no API gateway. Okay, and yeah, there is no API. But if you will go to step function one, it is defined here. Okay, what are the steps was there? See, this is the state machine. If you will go to loggings, definitions. Okay, see, this is the definition we have provided, and there is a step function 1 and a step function 2. You can see, right, which we have defined. Okay, so if I'll come here into definition or alias or execution, if you will come and start execution, if you will click here. Okay, yeah, currently you want to give any payload, you can give from here. Okay, just I will give message started steps. Okay, and I will execute this, start execute. We can see our functions has executed, right? So this is a state input and the state is output for the step function 1. Okay, what we have given input started steps. Okay, output, like we are returning this, right, status step 1 and id. Okay, if I'll go to step 2, you can see this is the input which is the output for this. Okay, which we are returning here. See, this is the input. Okay, and at last at null means we have ended here. Okay, also if you will go to logs, so let's search here cloud watch, open this cloud watch. See here, if we'll go to log groups, see three logs are here, step function 1, step 2 and test API function 1. First I will open this, then this, then this. Okay, so this is log for test API, right? We'll go to logs, you can see the logs. Okay, so these are the logs, guys. Started function, right? Step function 1, see the for the step function 1, what is the logs? Okay, if I'll open this, you can see first we have printed event, right? So in the event, what we are receiving, what we are passing, right, while executing. I am step function 1 executed, right? So if I'll go to step function 2, you can see in the events there is a payload, right, which is the output for step function 1, right? And step function, this is the print statement what we have done. Okay, but here you can see I was executing the step function manually, right? I have executed the step function manually by my side, but in our code we will not do like that. So how to execute this step function from our code? Okay, so we will do the changes. So I'll come here. Okay, and I'll go to this function. Okay, and I will input, I have already imported Boto3 OS and JSON. So what to do here? First, we need the ARN of the step function machine. Okay, so step function machine we have defined here. If I'll come here, you can see, right? So we need to refer to this. So to first we need ARN of this. Okay, so in order to get that ARN, what we need to do, we need to pass the environment variable. From the environment variable, we will pass that. Okay, so I will come to this test API and I will define some environment variable. Okay, so after handler, I will define here environment variable and some variable name you need to give. Okay, so I'll give here state underscore machine underscore ARN and I will refer to this step function machine. Okay, dot ARN. Here we will get, in this we will get the ARN. Okay, in the environment variable. So now I'll go to app.py and uh, just we will use that, okay, by using OS. So how to take state underscore machine ARN is equals to OS dot get state machine ARN, okay, which we have defined. So this we need, okay. So next what you need to do, sfn underscore client, okay. I'll take snf underscore client, any variable you can take. Boto3 dot client step function. Boto3 is a library for to execute to use AWS in our Python code, guys, okay. And just we will get some import, okay. Import underscore data is equals to I will give as some name, okay. Name as, okay, and age, some age I will give, and let's take some response is equals to append, okay, state machine, and this JSON I have pushed, okay. So it will execute our step functions, okay. Like we have executed manually, by using this code it will be executed from our code, guys, okay. Whenever we will call this API, this will be executed, okay. uh, but to execute this we need to uh, add some policy, okay, to allow step functions. So how to do that? For this API, we need to do that, okay, for test API. So what I will do, I will go to GitHub, our AWS account again, and I will go to functions. Inside the functions, I will go to test API, okay. And in this test API, if you will come down, there will be a configuration and permission there, okay. So currently we are not having permission for step function. So I'll go to this role name, okay. I'll click on this. So new tab will be opened. So inside here, go to attach, add permissions. So attach policy, I will click on this and I will select here step function, okay, step function full access, and add permissions, okay. So that permission has added, you can see this one, okay. So now we'll come here again and let's build the code and deploy it again. So guys, I have built and deployed the code again. Whatever the previous steps we have followed, the same thing I have followed here. So now let's go to our AWS account again. Okay. And I will execute the same path. Okay, guys. Same URL, because the URL will not be changed. So I have executed. So step function started, guys, again. Okay. And if I will go to any one of the step function, so I'll go to CloudWatch. Okay, before that, I will go to a test API, and you can see the new logs has came. So you can see here started path. Okay, and we have got the response. And if I'll move to step function one, okay, you can see this also has executed. Okay, so name dev dynamo. Okay, you can see H25. From where it is coming? It is coming from here, guys. Okay, so we have given the input, right? So it is executing our step function here. Okay, so if I'll come here, so it has executed and you can see all the steps. Okay, and go to logs again in step function 2, and this also executed, guys. Okay, so in this way you can execute the step functions, okay, like asynchronously. Like suppose you are having some 1 hour task, guys, okay, and some task will be in the steps. Okay, if you are having if you want to use the bedrock and you want to extract the text, okay, and if you want to after extracting the text, you want to do some ML implementation thing. So by steps you can define the work, okay, and you can implement that. Okay, make sure this API should convert complete in 30 seconds. Okay, because API gateway, if you'll see the documentation, they will not allow more than 30 seconds to the API. Okay, so make sure to use step function for this. Okay. Also, if you want to delete these resources, just need to execute SAM delete and enter. Whatever the resources, everything we have created, this will be okay deleted if you will execute this. Okay, yes, yes, and wait a while till it deleted. So guys, all the resources has deleted. You can see deleted successfully. If I will come to our account again and go to step functions, okay, functions, you can see if I'll refresh this, the function has gone, right? The similar way, all the resources will be gone. But one thing we need to delete again, that is IAM. Go to IAM and delete this user. Go to users, okay, and delete. Okay. So this also has deleted, guys. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with others who might find this helpful. Your support help us create more content like this. Until next time, keep coding and stay innovative.